Hey guys, hey, how are y'all? Welcome in. Happy, what is this, hump day? Is it hump day? Yeah, happy hump day to y'all. Hope y'all doing well. So I only have about 15 minutes to get this story off, and it's two stories in one. So I'm going to jump right into it. Definitely the best way to support the channel, if you don't want to support by donating to the Cash App, you can hit that like, share, comment, subscribe. Those things help me over here on the channel. Uh, okay, so I'm going to get right into it. We're going to start with Dollar General first, and then we're going to move over to the Walmart. So they have confirmed that they will permanently close locations in weeks after chain announces 141 closures. This was published on May 26th. Now they said a few months, well, not even a few months. Yeah, maybe a few months ago that they were going to be shutting down in the first quarter. They said that late December, but then they also said it again during the first quarter. So it says an iconic discount retailer is cleaning up its storefront footprint, plotting to permanently close down a location due to a handful of reasons. The Dollar General eyes the closure of the store later this summer. Let's see, the chain has an additional 141 locations on the chopping block as well. Now, they don't have the listing of all 141 locations, of course. So as they come up, I'll definitely let you know. So this says Dollar General has set its sights on closing a popular location in just weeks, and that includes the Pop Shelf. The Pop Shelf is also going to be shutting down, which they are under Dollar General. They say inflation, shifting consumer preferences, and increasing competition are among the macroeconomic pressures weighing down on the retail industry. Listen, people are having a hard time. I have a video coming out later today. I'm actually going to I'm going to show you other people's story on their struggles financially and keeping a roof over their head and having to live in their cars and stuff like that. But I'm also going to share my story. So make sure you turn your notifications on so you'll know when that video pops up to definitely check it out and do all the good things that help me over here, like liking, sharing, commenting. It says even Dollar General, a staple in the American retail sector with over 20,000 US stores, is susceptible to these forces. Now, mind you, they're trying to get rid of a lot of Dollar Generals because they have too many of them close together, and also crime plays a lot into that as well. But most of the ones that they're getting rid of are in low income areas. So it says as a result, fans of the discount giant will see a handful of Dollar General's closures as 2025 unfolds. For example, the store on Old Military Road in Mobile, Alabama will permanently close on July 11th. So if you didn't hear me, Alabama has one closing on July 11th on Old Military Road. And then in a Facebook post from last week, they shared that on the latest shopping trip there, the cashier was informing all of the customers about the impending closure. So definitely look out for those signs. And if yours is shutting down, if you have the funds where you can maybe catch a discount or a sale on some food or something, that would be ideal. They say it's a variety of factors that's causing the shutdowns. The discount store had lost money across the past 2 years thanks to rising rent costs, high rates, and shoplifting. Also, they need to add in there they lost money because they had a huge fine for overpricing things or not having the correct price on things. The shelf would say one thing, and then when people check out, if they're not paying attention, they're paying something totally different. So they had a fine for that as well. So that might be some of the reason they're trying to recoup some money. So several customers in the comment section expressed their joy over the upcoming closures, citing a handful of grievances about the store and its operators, some of which were saying that, the workers were rude and things like that. So let me go over. Was it this one? Oh, can't get it to go back. There we go. And this was back in March where they announced it again, but it's no longer 45. It's 141 stores now. It was 45 back in March. Now it's 141. So I just wanted to show you that. Again, that's in March. Okay, so before we get into this one, um, I'm noticing because I did a video on, I think it was the 14th of May, 14th or 15th, and I'm gonna show you in a minute where, the workers just didn't show up. Now, it didn't have a reason for it, but I kind of assumed that it was similar to what I'm about to show you, that they weren't feeling appreciated, that the pay wasn't there, or maybe they were being treated poorly, but they didn't show up at the IHOP. I was picking up an order for someone else doing DoorDash. No, I wasn't doing DoorDash. I was doing Uber Eats. And nobody was there. So you may start seeing more of that take place as well. This is Dollar General.
Have been talking about this for months, honey. They've been working for 7 days straight without any days off, and they barely get breaks or anything to that effect, and they do not feel appreciated. So at the end of their shift on Friday, they finally left and marked the occasion with a handwritten sign on the door that read, "We quit. Thank you to our amazing customers. We love you and we will miss you." Now, the manager said that there were many issues working at the store, but the last straw was the food donation policy. She said that she was disturbed by how many items were actually thrown out. She says that Dollar General donates food to pantries, but there are very specific guidelines on only a portion of what's available actually helping others. He said that there have been tears shed over the things that they have had to throw away, like coffee that was close to expiring but not expired, or boxes of cereal. She knows that there are a bunch of kids that would love to eat those cereal, but they can't donate them because they're supposed to throw them away. Now, Dollar General.
I wish that people would inform themselves on expiration days. That's best if used by, not expiring. Best if used by this date, meaning they're at their freshest before this date. And then maybe stores would then change their policy on, what they can donate or not.
General released a statement, said that they take their staff morale very seriously, and they also said that they're following the Feeding America donation guidelines when they throw things away that is close to expiration. I don't know, this reminds me of that time I covered that put in a ticket thing that went on at Dollar General when the one lady started that whole movement about Dollar General and their policies, and they were going to start a union and all of that. I don't know whatever happened with it, but this reminds me of that. So the entire staff quit, honey, and the store was closed briefly until they were able to get someone down there to.
So yeah. Now, when I went back by the particular IHOP that I'm about to show you, hours later, they were open back up. Now, I don't know if, like what she was saying, if they called somebody in from a different IHOP, but really there's only one IHOP in Hickory, because that happened in Hickory, North Carolina. So I don't know where they would have gotten the workers, or if maybe I don't know, but they were back open. Let's see. This is my video, what I saw. Now they're doing online orders, meaning people were able to put their orders in. That's how I got the order that came to my phone through Uber Eats. But there was no one there to fill that order. I mean, no one. Now, while I was recording this, another vehicle pulled up and parked in the back. I could only assume that might have been a worker, but the doors were locked. But yeah, a lot is going on when it comes to these stores shutting down. And excuse me, some of the reasoning behind that is just, maybe not adding up. It's not all, shoplifting. It could just be you're not paying your employees enough. And hey, when they get together, they don't have a union. So they get together and they talk, well, you want to do this, you want to do this, because you can't make change by yourself, but you can make changes with others. I'm sorry for my voice, y'all, but I was in the rain all yesterday helping my son move into his apartment. Okay, so moving on. Let me share this. Walmart. Y'all know that Walmart has said that they were going to try to keep the prices down, but they've said now that it's no way possible they can keep their prices down. But good news, I went in Walmart this morning, one of them, and the gallon oil was no longer $9. It was down to $8.82. I mean, close to $9, but it didn't go up. It came down some. So, but that's the only lowered price that I've seen. Let me see. Is this it? Okay. I'm gonna have to go back.
This morning, Donald Trump's trade war strikes again. Walmart announced today it plans to raise prices in stores across America because of Donald Trump's tariffs. Here is what Walmart will say on its earnings call. Quote, given the magnitude of the tariffs, even at the reduced levels announced this week, we aren't able to absorb all the pressure given the reality of narrow retail margins, unquote. Walmart's raising prices is a canary in the coal mine for the devastation Trump's tariffs will have on Main Street. If a retailer as big as Walmart can't escape the pain of tariffs, what chance do small businesses have?
That's true. And a lot of them, small businesses, are going to shut down. So let's see. Oh, that did not come up. Okay. Let me share. Let's see what other people are seeing, because I can't be everywhere. I cannot be everywhere. I want to see what other people are seeing in their state. If I can click on the right thing.
I'm in Walmart right now. So Walmart came out and said that they're also going to have to raise prices because of the tariff increase. A year ago it was 10%, now it's 30%. Of course, very recently it was shot up to 145%. The one thing I can't help but think about is how many shelf labels there are in here. Like, this is just the wiper blade aisle. So now, because of this fight that no one asked for.
So now think about that, him showing you the wiper blade aisle. We always concentrate on food, food, food. And I do throw in there, get things that aren't food, things that you use on a regular basis, but I don't always say it. So definitely get your items that are non-food related, things that are going to be imported in, things that are going to have that extra tax on it.
Still, no one can defend and understand. Every retailer out there is going to have to change their price tags. The logic initially was to do American made, but even that is thrown out the window. Yet another way we stick it to the hourly worker, right?
Exactly.
Packs have yet to hit retailers' shelves, in part because many companies stockpiled goods ahead of the tariffs or postponed shipments from China. So far, the economic impact of tariffs has been muted in the U.S., with unemployment and inflation holding steady. Walmart said its consumers in the latest quarter continued to shop cautiously, as they have for the past few years because of inflation on essentials such as groceries and childcare. That has been a boon to Walmart. Walmart Thursday said more high-income households in the U.S. chose the retailer for groceries, and shoppers embraced its low-price store brand and, quote, rollbacks or temporary deals. Overall inflation ticked slightly higher in the latest quarter, primarily due to the price of eggs, the company said. Walmart's global e-commerce business grew 22% in the quarter. So, this is the Wall Street Journal giving you just kind of the facts of the matter. Interview with Walmart's CFO. Very clear. This is unprecedented. It's staggering. And they're going to raise the prices because of Donald Trump. Now, let's look at the National Review, another major conservative publication. Well, this is basically a reframing of what we already read. This is the more like straight assessment of the facts as the
CEO of Walmart, Doug McMillon, saying what so many have been anticipating, and he said it loud and clear that Walmart is going to have to raise prices.
Walmart, the world's largest retailer, is telling its shoppers the time has come.
Even at the reduced levels, the higher tariffs will result in higher prices.
CEO Doug McMillon did not say on today's quarterly earnings call which products would face a price increase, but the chief financial officer indicated that prices could go up within weeks. Toys and electronics imported from China fill many shelves at Walmart. Some of those will face an import tax of 30%.
Tariffs on countries like Costa Rica, Peru, and Colombia are pressuring imported items like bananas, avocados, coffee, and roses. We'll do our best to control what we can control in order to keep food prices as low as possible.
President Trump's 90-day pause on tariffs on Chinese imports poses a new challenge for Walmart as the company stocks up for the upcoming holiday season.
Where it can get more challenging is we make decisions related to things like Halloween and Christmas farther out. And how do you make a quantity call, and what tariff number do you use?
The CEO of Walmart, Doug McMillon, saying what so many have been.
So a lot of companies, you think about Walmart is a major company, is the largest one. But a lot of companies are trying to figure out, big and small, how much do I order? And then can I afford it? What will the tariff be when it comes in, depending on what country it's coming in from, because different countries have different tariffs.
President Trump has been keeping an eye on Walmart, and he's got 3 words for Walmart: eat the tariffs. That's a quote. Over the weekend, the President of the United States ripped into what is America's largest retailer after Walmart's CEO warned that it would raise prices later this month, saying the import taxes are too high, even though the U.S. and China have agreed to scale them back. It's a big deal. Trump took to social media to hit back on Saturday, urging Walmart to sacrifice profits for the sake of his economic agenda. He says his plan for the economy will eventually lead to more American jobs in manufacturing. The spokesperson for Walmart told CBS News it will keep prices low, quote, as long as we can, given the reality of small retail margins.
And the key word is eventually, and no one knows how long eventually is. So if the larger companies are worried about how long the eventually is. What do you think the smaller, retailers are doing? They're already struggling to get people in because these larger retailers like Walmart, who sell everything, kind of run them off. And they're just trying to stay afloat. I don't know where this is going, y'all. I don't know where this is going. But as it relates to shelves, I really haven't seen like total emptiness of anything as of yet. Not saying that that won't change, but I've seen a lot of gaps. I've seen front facing. I know that things are missing because if you shop a certain store all the time, you do know where things are. Unless they are remodeling that store, you know where everything is, and you know when something different is in place of something that normally sits there. So I see a lot of that going on so that the shelves don't look empty. I see, especially when I went in Target, they have their meetings right there on the floor. I think Walmart does it too, but they were having their meeting with the managers and stuff right there on the floor, and the way their faces look, worried. That's all I can say, just worried. So whatever it is you can stock up on and can afford to stock up on, definitely do that. Food and non-food products alike. Again, if you're just coming in, I have another video coming out this afternoon. Well, it is afternoon now, but in a few hours from now, there'll be another video. And in that video, because of the struggle that is going on, a lot of Americans are going through hard times, hardships right now. And I'm going to share their stories, and I'm even going to share my own story. So, and it wasn't easy to do, trust and believe. It was not easy. I debated if I want to share what we are going through or potentially thinking about doing to save ourselves. And that's what it's coming down to, saving yourself in this hardship of America right now, with the price of everything and job cuts, and in my husband's case, not enough loads going on. So y'all join me in that video later on today. Thank you for coming in. Leave your comments below about this story as well. And the best way to help the channel, if you don't want to help financially, you can help by hitting the like, share, comment, subscribe, all those good things. And I'll see you guys in the next video today. Make sure you turn your notifications on. Remember that I love you, but God truly loves you more. He created only one you. Be the very best you that you could be. And when you are, go out and spread God's love. Thank y'all so much for coming in. I can see some of the names and some of the names I can't. Okay, so I'll talk to y'all later on today.